Good evening and welcome to Team Talk. I'm Harry Pete. Let's check up on tonight's lineup. Uni students whiz around Bookmoor Park. We meet Winter Olympic star Lizzy Yarnold. And Phil gets stuck in a masterlock. From Kent derbies to FA Cup heartbreak, it was another compelling weekend for football in the county. Here's Keelan Webster with a roundup of all the action.
With an unbeaten home record in the league, Tunbridge Angels were in confident mood as they hosted Kingstonian on Saturday. Angels are continuing their assault on the Ryman Premier's top six, but it took just 7 minutes for Kingstonian to take the lead. Alan Inn's bullet header left Tony DiBernardo with no chance. Kingstonian's defence was resolute thereafter. Tunbridge did force a chance on the counter-attack, but Luke Bluden could only clip the crossbar. The visitors proved difficult to break down in the second period. The sole time Tunbridge breached the back line, Jack Parter was denied by Rob Tolfrey to ensure Kingstonian took the points. Folkestone had better luck in the same division, hitting Canvey for 6. It was FA Cup heartbreak for Maidstone as League One Rochdale scored a 94th minute free kick to deny them a cup upset. The Stones had earlier taken the lead courtesy of Bobby Joe Taylor, but will now do it all again after the 1-1 draw. 2 Frank Newball goals spared Gillingham's blushes at Priestfield. Brackley Town took a 2-goal lead before Newball's first goal since rejoining the club ensured they got a replay. Elsewhere, Dover will host Cambridge after a 1-1 draw, whilst Dartford were on the wrong end of a 9-goal thriller against Sutton. Ebbsfleet were the sole Kent side in National League South action, winning 4-2. And in the Ryman League Division 1 South, Faversham were on the wrong end of a 4-3 reverse for the second consecutive week. Hythe Town got a share of the spoils with table toppers Greenwich Borough. An 89th minute own goal ensured Sittingbourne secured a point in a Kent derby with Chatham, whilst Herne Bay picked up an impressive 3 points with 3 goals at 3 Bridges.
Now, Bookmoor Park has been the starting grid for many Formula One world champions, and last week students from across the country got the chance to test out the track as part of the University Karting Championships. Michael Haffenden reports.
Well, I'm here at Bookmoor Park Karting Circuit for the British University Karting Championships test day, where hundreds of students from across the UK come along to test their skills on the same circuit where Lewis Hamilton and Jenson Button learnt their skills many years ago.
For the drivers, the day started with a briefing to tell them what they should and shouldn't do on the track. Then they went out onto the circuit to get to grips with the karts, but it's not always as easy as it looks.
We run these test days for drivers, for new drivers, to get used to these cars. And these kind of cars aren't the normal type of go-karts which you might have a go at, at your local indoor car track. The championship has just grown and grown and grown over the years. Our goal is to make it, the most fun, the most exciting thing you could possibly do at university.
Several university karting teams were present at the test day, travelling from all over the UK to have some fun out on track.
Yeah, it was alright actually. It's a bit slippery to start with. I mean, the top's always wet, like greasy. But there's a lot of time to be had out there, definitely.
There's a lot of new people out, so it's working your way past them. But there's some experienced guys out there as well. It's good fun, and there's some good pace out there at the moment still.
1964 Formula One world champion John Surtees bought the circuit last year and has since invested a lot of time and money to make it the UK's top karting facility. He still believes it is crucial for young drivers to get behind the wheel of a go-kart in order to gain the experience necessary for a career in motorsport.
It's a wonderful opportunity for them. I mean, even if they don't continue with their career, they will still be a little safer when they come to actually being a driver.
Sevenoaks Olympic skeleton bobsledder Lizzy Yarnold is back on the track ahead of the new winter sports season this month. I went to meet her in London. At the Olympic Stadium in London, we're used to seeing athletes run, jump or throw, but I'm here to see an athlete of an icy variety, Lizzy Yarnold from Kent. The Sevenoaks skeleton bobsledder has just returned from training following a year's break. But how does a girl from sunny Kent become an Olympic champion in a winter sport.
When I was 18, I went for a talent search called Girls for Gold. This is through UK Sports. And just by chance, I was selected for the skeleton. 6 months later, I had my first go down the track. And it was petrifying, but I knew if I wanted to be good at something, I had to keep going and give it my best shot. All the attributes that I have that I use for skeleton, like goal setting, being determined, training hard, I learned all those lessons from Tunbridge Athletics Club, from Ashford Athletics Club, from local volunteers who helped coach me.
She may be the defending Olympic gold medalist in skeleton, however, the Kent Snow Queen was no match for the world's longest tunnel slide at the Olympic Park.
I screamed the whole way down my first go. You can hear people screaming. It is quite frightening, especially because it's mainly in the dark and then you have sections where you can see outside and you realise you're still quite high up.
Lizzy and the rest of the British winter sports team will be looking for a bright start to the season ahead of the World Championships in Sochi next year. And finally, wrestling royalty Chris Masters was in Kent last week, helping Folkestone teacher Lewis Lozano try his hand in the ring. Here's Phil Wellbrook.
Here at Hawkinge Community Centre in Folkestone, South East Wrestling showcased some of their student talent, including Luis Lozano, a primary school teacher by day, and Will Power, the wrestler, by night.
We opened our training school in April of this year, and Lewis was one of the first guys to turn up for training. He's one of my original students. He's doing very, very well. Today is his debut on a live event. I expect big things from him in the future as well. He's very studious, he listens to what I'm saying and he learns very well. I put the events on here because when I moved here for work, there was nothing of this type in this area. So what I actually want to do is bring wrestling to the local area, involve local guys like Lewis, and yeah, grow bigger and bigger.
And there was a special guest in former WWE superstar Chris Masters, who had some advice for up-and-coming stars like Luis.
Once you make it to the highest level, like being with WWE, I mean, you only have 2 days off a week, so it's literally a marriage. So you got to be willing to marry that company.
Just in your career, what was your favourite match to be involved in?
Shawn Michaels, just because I idolized him growing up. When you grow up and you get to either work alongside them or even better yet, compete against them, it leaves a forever impact on you.
So the proof was here tonight that with enough hard work and dedication, you can basically make it in any sport. And Luis, or Will Power, as he's known in the ring, is a shining example of that.
And this is a shining example of how you go night.
Phil Wellbrook, KMTV.
Ouch. That's all from us this evening. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram and Snapchat using the handle KM_TeamTalk. Here you can vote for your goal of the month for October. We'll be back next Monday with all the latest sports stories from across Kent, including the world's strongest man. Have a great week. Goodbye.